Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is July the 19th, 2018. Strong hand, deferral of gratification, unconfiscatable, offended by selling. I'm so offended I can't even say it. This is where the big boys play. Remember, personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Let's jump right into this with the news that I didn't get this from Bitcoin. This isn't some clickbait type of thing, but it's linked to below. Always check out the links below, disruptmeister.com for the archives. China's yuan is now plunging faster than during 2015's devaluation. Okay. There you go. Fiat currency in a tremendous country with over 1 billion people. They've been known to mingle in the Bitcoin world a bit. Hey, it's only a matter of time before some smart people in some country where their fiat is, where they realize their fiat's a centrally controlled joke, get into Bitcoin hardcore. Again, this wasn't a Bitcoin article at all. But again, on this channel, you get news that pertains to Bitcoin, but you have to think a little bit why it pertains to Bitcoin. We don't say, oh, China Politburo makes Bitcoin illegal or legal or goes back and forth a million. No, that's not what we talk about here. We talk about, on the ground situations there in China. Not too fun. Their yuan, not too fun right now. That's always an interesting thought when you're thinking about Bitcoin, when the yuan is not too fun. All right, so check out, if you're in China, you should have a Trezor to store your Bitcoin on. Remember, you can get that linked to below. There are t-shirts linked to below also. Hey, man, if you don't control your private key, then your government can take it away from you. It's not really yours. You're storing it at Coinbase. Yeah, United States, Canadian government gets a little angry at you for some reason. Hey, Coinbase, can you shut down Mr. X's account? Surely we can. We'll give you the Bitcoin they owe you because it was never yours. Pound that like button for controlling your own private key. And in countries like China, they're going to really learn what it means to control your own private key and that your money really isn't your money unless you control your private key. Hey, we're going to get into that in a second. They're going to have to take personal responsibility. That's the new counterculture in the Western world. If they want to be Western world like there, or they can be part of the collective. It's, those collectivists in China, they've done pretty well for themselves, haven't they? Yeah. If you're in with the insiders over there, that's a whole nother world. We'll leave them alone for now. China. It's not just clickbait. Okay, so what else do we have on today's agenda here? Oh, we're going to talk about Bench and MGTOW in a second. Don't worry. Oh, yeah, tomorrow, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time is the This Week in Bitcoin show. Coming live from Edmonton. These are my boys here in Edmonton. You got to check out their Bitcoin solutions. You got to check them out. Where is the URL back here somewhere? Back there? I don't know. You know them, man. Just look at them up on Twitter. Those dudes are rocking. But anyway, tomorrow, Marty Bent and JW Weatherman and somebody else are going to be on my show, the This Week in Bitcoin show on this very channel, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 11 a.m. in Los Angeles. All right. And, Marty Bent is never been on the show before. JW Weatherman, you all know him. He's awesome. And I'm going to talk about him in a second. Link to below is a link to a dude who makes T-shirts. He's in motion. I think he probably sent a T-shirt to my mailing address in Baltimore because I don't live anywhere in Baltimore anymore. But he has a poll, and you can check out all his T-shirts and vote on which one do you like the best. And also I have a poll that's out there on Twitter that's linked to below, asking what's more important for Bitcoin long term? A billionaire buying Bitcoin, the media fudding Bitcoin, or the Congress talking about Bitcoin? I think you guys know what I believe in doers. not talkers. I think when you do buy, it's a lot more important for the long term. Okay, I don't want to bias that poll. Check out that poll. But so far, I think people are agreeing with my logic. But I mean, it's interesting to see that not everybody's a doer. Not everybody thinks that. A lot of people are status. They're worried about what the government says and does. And the government can't stop Bitcoin, whether it be in China, whether it be in the United States. Sure, the United States can inflate the dollar. Sure, China can inflate the yuan. That's not Bitcoin. Learn the difference between centralized and decentralized. If you don't know the difference, I don't exactly understand. Well, I understand why you're buying altcoins if you don't know the difference. Pound that freaking like button. All right. So, what else here? This is great, Matt Odell. In 2016, Americans spent $73 billion on lottery tickets. If you have disposable income but don't own any Bitcoin, there will be nobody to blame but yourself. That's personal responsibility right there. That's just saying personal responsibility is the new counterculture, but it's giving you some freaking numbers out there that $73 billion is spent on lottery tickets. And they wonder why they're still poor. And they're going to be the first ones to blame, oh, those Winklevi are so rich. Or those guys that watched Adam's show are so rich because they had 10 Bitcoin or whatever. I couldn't buy Bitcoin. I was too busy buying lottery tickets with my disposable income. Again, if you have a little bit of disposable income, don't take some floozy out to dinner because she's not going to ramp you. Trust me, she's not. If you don't take her out to dinner, she's going to. But maybe. But again, instead of spending it on some floozy, get some Bitcoin. And then you'll have no excuses. And in the future, you'll be able to like seriously buy some floozy. Okay. Don't value your wealth in women. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Again, how many different ways can I say? Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Try to get as much Bitcoin as possible. Again, if Bitcoin just went up in fiat, who cares? Get more Bitcoin. You're not trying to get more dollars. Dollar bill, yo. No, it's not that. Bitcoin, yo. Someone should make a Bitcoin rap. I'm sure they have. I just don't like rap anymore because I'm not 12 years old. Pound that like button. All right. So, where else do we have here? Oh, yeah. So, Bitcoin. Oh, here's another Matt Odell one here. Now, this is a serious matter here. This is where your money really isn't your money. But Bitcoin, if you control your own private key, it's yours. It's unconfiscatable. Let's look at this situation about where someone had his money confiscated once he died. Oh, Canadian client of TD Bank for 72 years died with $1 million plus in her account. Executor of will asked the bank the best way to distribute the inheritance to American family members. They said to mail bank checks. Packaged with checks seized by U.S. government. $500,000 is now stuck in limbo. Almost a year later, the money is still stuck at the border. Executor David Saikali worries that family members may never see their inheritance. It's like this money has fallen into a black hole, said Saikali. So we got a few things here. Cross-border, Bitcoin doesn't care about borders. Clearly, when a bank is sending $500,000 across a border, be it a really friendly freaking border like the United States and Canada's border, you could still run into trouble. They'll take your money from you. Unbelievable. This woman was a client of the bank for 72 years, so I assume she was over 90 years old. If she would have just put everything in the Bitcoin, told her relatives, the private key, whatever, this never would have happened, and her relatives would have that value in Bitcoin. They'd have it in Bitcoin instead of now waiting around to get their dollars they might never get. By the time they get it, how many dollar will be inflated? Again, I'm not a guy preaching hyperinflation here, but I do know that the dollar does get inflated every darn year, and over a long period of time, it's horrifying. It's horrifying how much value is lost, and how long will these people have to wait to get their moms or their grandmother's money, which is rightfully theirs. It's rightfully theirs, but they did not, again, it's not really yours unless you control your private key. And when you have it in the form of fiat, that's the realm of the governments right there. And they can play a lot of different games with you. And that is a real story right there. So again, I mean, and it also involves inheritance and estate planning. So cross-border estate planning, controlling private keys, banks, that's a really great lesson for anyone getting into cryptocurrency. So yeah, try to plan out your inheritance also, because again, if you have a lot of Bitcoin and your relatives don't know how to get it, that's worse almost than like having the United States hold your $500,000 and then eventually give $250,000 to your relatives 10 years later. Because if your relatives don't know your private key, then there's no way they're going to get your Bitcoin if you have it on a Trezor, which you should have it on. A Trezor, a Ledger Nano, whatever. You know what I like the best. My favorite is Trezor. I've experimented with all sorts. Okay, and I hear all sorts of things. So, and you know which one I don't like? Keep Key. Hey, we're going to get into that in a second, though. And the reason why I've said to boycott Keep Key and Shapeshift. So gold, and I've got a question for all the gold and the silver guys out there. And we're going to talk, Andy Hoffman has something about that in a second that I'm going to mention also. But, you know, anyone out there, have you ever been, you're a consultant, maybe you've provided some services, maybe you've fixed somebody's sink or their oven before. Have you ever been paid in gold or silver? Have you ever donated to a charity and they say, we'll take gold? Or have you ever donated gold or silver to a charity or to a content creator? How about there's a lot of awesome there's a lot of precious metals pumpers out there. Have you ever sent them any gold because you like their videos? Now, let's just replace gold and silver and precious metals with the word Bitcoin. Again, right this second, Bitcoin is being sent to content producers on YouTube. It's being sent to charities. People are accepting it for their services that they provide. Okay, it's amazing that there's still people that are trying to tell me all these good things about gold. I mean, Bitcoin has surpassed it. Bitcoin is being used in a great ways compared to gold and silver. I mean, it's so ancient, this gold and silver stuff. I think there's going to be I think these guys that hold on to that stuff for dear life at the end and do not get into Bitcoin at all, it's going to really end bad for these guys. I don't know, man. There's no comparison between Bitcoin and gold. Bitcoin does so many different things already, and it's a store of value. I mean, and again, you can get it. If you've got some political dissident in Asia that you support, that you love, are you going to send him a credit card transaction? Are you going to send him cash in the mail? Are you going to send him gold? Or are you going to send him Bitcoin? The only thing that the governments can't stop is the Bitcoin in that. And they have censored credit card, and PayPal and all. I mean, with the whole WikiLeaks things, for God's sakes. Again, so many people are not familiar with Bitcoin and what it can already do, that you should be happy that so many people aren't, because you're here at the very beginning of this whole thing. And when people wake up to what Bitcoin is already doing compared to these other ancient things, and forget about gold and silver. I mean, no one ever got into that anyway. It was something of the paranoid. I mean, basically. I mean, at this point, it's just something of the extremely paranoid doom and gloomers. Okay. But comparing Bitcoin now to credit cards and just that it's uncensorable, that it's unconfiscatable. I mean, really put those two aspects of it into real life situations. You can't, if you're in Zimbabwe, are you going to drag a bunch of gold across the border with you? Or are you going to drag some gold on a plane with you? No, they're not going to let you do that. In fact, in Zimbabwe, when I got on a plane in Zimbabwe, they made me take my shoes off, just like I was in America. And they don't know what the heck they're doing there. That was just to shame America because they saw I was American. But still, if you had some gold on you, did I have some Bitcoin on me at that time? Yes, I did. They didn't know what the heck that is. They didn't know what to look. I mean, whatever way I had it on me at that time, because you can have it in your Trezor, you can have it written down on your private key. Anyway, the point is this: it's already useful. I think a lot of you are familiar with this, but I just I was thinking about the gold and silver guys and these precious metals guys. And like, they've been talking about this since 1980. And Doug Casey is Doug Casey, whatever. He's got some good ideas, but and again, he's gotten into crypto some too, but he's gotten into some really interesting crypto people, interesting being shady. Okay, so what else did I have to say about that? Yeah, the charity ask already. I mean, it's so great that people already send cryptocurrency to charities. It's that simple. No one sends gold to a charity. All right, so here we go. Something. This is about e-commerce here. 90% of login attempts on online hackers account for 90% of login attempts at online retailers. These attacks are successful as often as 3% of the time, and the costs quickly add up for businesses, Shape says. This type of fraud costs the e-commerce section about $6 billion a year, while the consumer banking industry loses out on about $1.7 billion annually. The hotel and airline businesses are also major targets of the theft of loyalty points. And that, yeah, it's a thing. It's costing nearly $700 million for the theft of loyalty points. Okay, I'm bringing this up because, again, this article also they didn't talk about cryptocurrency in this article. Again, it's linked to below. But these 90% of login attempts at online retailers are by people trying to hack into it. It's a honeypot there of money. And so they're successful 3% of the times. It costs billions of dollars. These industries are going to wake up. They see the writing on the wall. The ones that are smart are going to incorporate cryptocurrency, okay? They're going to get rid of this chargeback nonsense and this people are able to steal from us nonsense. You cannot take the Bitcoin. If they had all their business in Bitcoin, people would send the Bitcoin. They would get the Bitcoin would be on their, they'd give their public address. Then it would end up on their Trezor, the company's Trezor, or whatever that was totally safe, totally cold wallet type of thing. And that's it. There would be no, and hackers would then try to hack places that did not deal with cryptocurrency. So unfortunately, there are going to be some smart companies that are going to adapt. Then they're going to be the late adopters, and they're going to lose a lot of money. I mean, they could go out of business because they're not going to get into cryptocurrency. Anyway, this is down the road some. I just want to get all of you familiar with the numbers out there, because the bottom line is if these companies are losing billions of dollars, they will adapt. They will get into, and if it means to lose $0 by getting into cryptocurrency, yeah, they're going to change their way. They're going to become friendly toward Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. All right, so JW Weatherman, he will be on the show tomorrow. He's got a Bitcoin and investing class. Now, again, it's like a 4-hour class or something. It's 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. That's July 21st and July 22nd. He wanted me to mention it. He's a friend of the show and everything. He's teaching real information about Bitcoin. He's not teaching Bitcoin trading, craziness like that. And Eric Lombroso and Saifuddin will be there. And anyway, it's linked to below the tweet. If you say Bitcoin Meister, you get $20 off. And he's got 2 spots available. That is linked to below. Check it out. Andreas Brecken has another article about setting up his Lightning Network node. It gets very technical. It's linked to below, though. And again, and the thing I just mentioned below about a Weatherman, DM him for more information and mention that Bitcoin Meister code for your discount. So Vention MGTOW, he has a Lightning Network video, and it is a down-to-earth thing that regular people can understand and enjoy, because Vention MGTOW is very entertaining, and it is in video format for those of you who have no reading comprehension whatsoever. For those of you who have no listening comprehension, which is a large amount of you out there, I guess this won't be good, but you'll be entertained by just looking at Vention. You'll be happy just seeing his face. Anyway, it's called set up a Lightning wallet and sent my first transactions. So there, Vention is jumping right into this. He shows you how he set up his Lightning wallet and sending his first transactions. really down to earth stuff. Vincent MGTOW is a great watcher of the show. I watch his channel. I enjoy his videos a lot. Check him out. Again, it's linked to below. He's in the chat right now, actually. I see his little symbol, his MGTOW symbol. Okay, Andy Hoffman with a great tweet out there concerning gold. $130 billion of gold found on the sea floor, i.e. more than Bitcoin's entire market cap. Such an amount of Bitcoin will never be found, and to the contrary, is very likely to be lost. Oh man, that put it in perspective. Pound that freaking like button for Andy Hoffman's tweet. It is linked to below. Alistair Milne, a great tweet. Institutional Bitcoin fear of missing out would make 2017 small retail fear of missing out look like a hiccup. One of these days, again, I'm not predicting days. I'm a long-term thinker. It could be after 2020, but there will be an institutional Bitcoin FOMO. And those of us who are holders and long-term thinkers and not impulsive, we will be very happy. Okay. And the institutions will be happy also. And then the no coiners will cry and scream that they bought too many lottery tickets and it's my fault. Because they don't have personal responsibility. It's Adam Meister's fault. I bought too many lottery tickets and not Bitcoin. Because personal responsibility is a new counterculture, and I'm nothing but a culture type of guy who wants everyone to bail me out. If I cause a problem, you got to bail me out. That's the culture we live in. But we, in the Bitcoin overlay, we're in the counterculture. We can just ignore all those people. All right, bang that bell button, people. Yeah, bang that bell button if you want to get notifications when this video goes live, okay? There's, YouTube has all these games and stuff, but whatever, we're on YouTube, no complaints at all. But if you want updates, bang that. If you want to get, when this goes live, bang that bell button. If you have in the past, sometimes they unbang you like that. I guess if you've been banging too much, they don't want you banging too. Okay. And again, value your wealth in Bitcoin, not in banging, When you're younger, bang. Okay, so let's go. Let's move on with this here. Bitcoin Jedi says, Bitcoin is like, speaking about banging, Bitcoin is like pie. You don't need to buy the whole thing to enjoy it. No matter how big your slice is, it's still pie. There you go, dudes. Buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. Do not get caught up in unit bias, people. Okay? And what I mean by that is like, oh, I could get 1,000 EOS. I'll get 1,000 EOS instead of one Bitcoin. No, just newbies out there in all seriousness. If you don't know this already, and maybe some of you don't, you can buy 0.001 Bitcoin or 0.003, any fraction out there. You can get $10 worth of Bitcoin. You don't have to pay $7,500 for a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a 1.5 Bitcoins, 10.5 Bitcoins, 0.111 Bit. There you go. So don't. It's like, and again, even a little bit of Bitcoin, a pie tastes good. You get a slice of pie, it's good too. It's still pie. Once you had pie, dudes. Anyway, okay, so here we go. Here's a bet. I know some of you guys like to get into this crypto drama BS, and here's this one's interesting though, because I'm bringing this up because it shows all the newbies out there what was going through people's minds a year ago. Yes, this bet was to be paid off on July 20th, 2018. So a year ago, this is between Alex Marcos and someone named Eric Voorhees. The Bitcoin with the highest US dollar price 1 year from today won't be a hard fork from today's Bitcoin. Stakes one of those Bitcoin. All right. So there you go. Alex said that the Bitcoin that was going to be Bitcoin was going to be the original Bitcoin. And Eric Voorhees took his bet. Eric Voorhees said, no, it's going to be Bcash will be that will be Bitcoin. It will have the highest US dollar price, in other words. I messed that. It will have the highest US dollar, which is the same thing, that it would be Bitcoin, okay? And look at this. A year later, but it shows you back then that there was a lot of confusion before the hard fork. That there were people like Eric Voorhees who were on the Bcash side who thought Bcash was going to be worth more in terms of you. And again, we value our wealth in Bitcoin here. But again, he was trying to say that the Bcash was the real Bitcoin and thus was going to be worth more in a US dollar price a year from today, which was July the 19th or 20th of 2017. So again, people wonder why I say boycott KeepKey and why I say boycott Shapeshift. There you go. The guy behind KeepKey and Shapeshift is Eric Voorhees, who, and I'm sure, I think Eric Voorhees will honor the bet and pay the dude a Bitcoin. I mean, we'll see how that goes. But I mean, he was saying that Bcash was going to be where he believed in Bcash. That's a lot. He put his money where his mouth is. He really believed it. Bcash was going to be Bitcoin. Bcash was going to be worth more than Bitcoin. That's what he believed. And if you're on that, you can, if you think that's cool, but and then he went on to the 2x stuff. If you think that's cool and fine, sure, play with your keep keys and your Shapeshift, whatever. I wasn't that, I think Eric's a smart guy and everything, but all that stuff turned me off back then. And so I peacefully protested by not dealing with keep key and Shapeshift and all that stuff. And hey, that's how you do it. You don't physically attack someone or say they're a Nazi or something like that. Like that's what people seem to do in the main culture today. If you don't like someone, instead of just boycotting them or ignoring them, you call them, you accuse them of insane things, and or you attack them physically. It's absolutely ridiculous. But again, we're in the Bitcoin overlay. We're peaceful. We're going to do peaceful memes, peaceful boycotts. That bet is interesting. It's beyond drama. It gives you a little history lesson for all you new people out there who weren't around a year ago, to kind of get you a feel of what was they were serious. There were people making bets and stuff, big time bets. And I doubt they knew what one Bitcoin was going to be worth in terms of fiat. If you would have asked the both of them, well, what do you think the real Bitcoin will be worth in terms of fiat a year from now? I don't think they would have said $7,500, because a lot of people were worried that, no matter what, the price, everything was going to go down. But hey, crypto dividends, and Bcash just ended up an unfriendly for crypto dividend of Bitcoin. We got it for free. Then we got other crypto. It was great. It ended up great. And now they can go their own way and play with their keep keys, and we can go our own way, and everything's great. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the notes section below. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat real quick. Bye.